Good evening, Friday night. I don't know what date it is. Is it 6th of December? Here we go, episode 33 of Barbers Arms. This is the number one bar in hairdressing and barbering to be at in virtual. Over 4.5 million views so far and over 300,000 podcasts. So thank you to everybody. Welcome and joining us on episode 33. We've got a great show lined up. Cyan guys, we're going to take you through the news desk in just a few short minutes. Then at 8:15, we've got Karl Foster and Paul Davenport from the chain of Mr. Barbers, one of the fastest, if not the fastest growing barber chains in the UK. 8:50, we've got Gaz's Cocktail, which is dedicated to Cheryl Cole. And at 9 p.m, we've got our first local hero, which is Jade Rogers. And then we've been very lucky at 9:10, one of our biggest followers, and he's a past guest of the show, but he's the new Afro Hairdresser of the Year on Monday night at the British Hairdresser Awards. We have Rick Roberts joining us in the arms for a Swifton at 9:10, and me and Gaz will take you up to closing about 9:30. Without further ado, please welcome the one and only Mr. Gary Machin.
Well, thank you for that introduction, Mr. Simon Shaw. Thank you, everybody, for watching. As you just said, we had a great show last week. We had an all-winners show last week. So all the Wahl winners for Andy from Bicester for winning Barbershop of the Year and Killian from Oldham. So fantastic show, over 100,000 views last week. So everybody who watched, thank you very much. Absolutely fantastic show. And I think you've delivered the trophies to this week, haven't you, Simon?
Well, I couldn't get out to deliver them because obviously the tier system, especially in Bicester, where Andy is, but his trophy got delivered. I've seen lots of photographs. Looks very majestic. It looks like it's at home in Andy's barbershop. And then Killian's arrived the day after. And Killian's looked beautiful in his Amigo barbershop as well, up in Leeds in Oldham. So well done to both of you again. I hope you've come down to earth this week after your euphoria of that win last week and then straight onto Barbers Arms and then opening up as well. Gaz, first of all, before we talk about some of the agenda tonight, what was it like on Wednesday going back? How did you feel?
Great to be back. I mean, after you can imagine, it's almost like Groundhog Day. As soon as I'd done the first haircut, it felt like we'd never been away. Everything was in place. It went as smooth as it possibly could, like a well-oiled machine, as it should do, because we've been doing it such a long time. But everything was in place. Everything was great. All the staff turned up day before, just to get the tools back on everything sorted, all the stock back on the shelves. So it was perfect. Felt like I'd been run over Wednesday night. I won't deny it. It was absolutely shattered. I'm getting too old for these 10, 11-hour days behind a chair, I tell you.
I was going to say to you, was it easier this time coming back with it being a 28-day lockdown? Or was it as hard as when you came back on the 4th of July when we'd had quite a longer period?
I think, you know what I'm like, carry on working anyway. I honestly felt like this time when we came back this time, I needed a week off before I started work. We'd done some filming, we'd been doing some work in the shops. A week or 2 weeks off, and then you get back into the swing or whatever. I felt like I didn't have time to do anything in this lockdown, and I don't think it felt the same lockdown wise as it did before. I felt like you needed to. You didn't go out at all. This lockdown, I think, other than hospitality ourselves and non-essential service, non-essential retail, I felt like everybody else was carrying on as normal, to be honest. And it's even though I didn't go out a lot, we filled the days with different things, and we were doing the vlogs and different things and paperwork. So I just didn't feel like I needed to fill my time at all. It just flew by. But I had my ups and downs, as you know. I felt more emotional drained this time than I did before, because you knew what was coming, you knew what was happening. Before, we were drip fed, weren't we? 3 weeks at a time. You might be going back. This time we knew, or we hoped we'd be going back on the 4th. So it was just all a host of emotions, really, this time. I felt really emotional this time. And I think that's been quite a few other people. But the other nations, they're having it a bit rough at the moment as well. God, can you imagine us doing the show from Wales at the moment? They just banned alcohol in Wales. Have you heard the news?
Oh, there'll be some prohibition out there, though, with them bastards. They'll not fucking stop drinking.
Hey, we need to start shipping moonshine out to
I was just going to say, listen, guys, in Wales, if you're watching tonight, I know we've got lots of followers in Wales. If you get in touch with me and Gaz, Simon Shaw Wahl on my Instagram, or Gaz the British Barber on Gaz's Instagram, or Barbers_arms, get in touch with us and let us know how you're going on with alcohol. And me and Gaz will send you some alcohol in, courtesy of Trevor, the producer at Barbers Arms. We'll send you some nice... We get nice packages all the time, don't we? It's nice, isn't it, getting these nice packages. Gaz, I think what you just said there, you did kind of sum up the mood of... When I was speaking to a lot of people, it was almost like we're a very resilient race, I think, and I think this year we've just got adapted to doing what we've had to do, and we've done it really well. And I think there's certain things I've got to look at myself and think, fucking hell, I've done stuff this year that I would never have got involved in. I.e., in normal working life, I wouldn't have probably got involved in Barbers Arms as much as what I've been able to get involved in. But it's changed the way I've looked at how we do things, and it's been a godsend to me. So there's real positives come out of it, but we have got resilient. But I think a lot of comments you've said there is, when I was speaking to barbers and hairdressers, is that the general mood was very similar to yours. There was a little bit more like, this is the last time I can do it. I can't get locked down again. There was a little bit of tiredness and depression, because obviously I think the 3 or 4 days before your lockdown, everybody were packed out. They crammed a week and a half's work into 3 days. And then there's an uncertainty there, like rumours and stuff like that. I'm hearing rumours up in Scotland as well, I think there's quite a lot of people still at it in certain areas. So people in Scotland, if you've got anything you want to say tonight, email us in there. You can always email us at barbersarms at thebritishbarber.com. That's our email address. You can or send any message in tonight if you're watching about what's happening up in Scotland. But there's lots of things that's very similar that happened all over the country. And because I'm so close with you, you kind of typified everything that were happening. And, that affected me. Me. Because you weren't like that first time round. So, we all try and put a brave face on. And I think, we do need to talk at how we feel. And Rachel's, to be honest, I don't notice it as much as I probably should do. But Rachel's noticed the difference in me. She says, you're up and down emotionally. And I was quite shocked on, and you just got to get it out there. And this has really helped. Of course, I talk to you all the time. And, I think just knowing that everybody else is going through the same feelings is a comfort as well. But I try my best to keep myself busy anyway. So it's just one of those... It's just one of those things where you just have to carry on. And what's the alternative? We jack in. That's never going to happen, is it? So, I think anybody who's watching this and all, mate, I've got to say, I always look up to you as like a machine. We've known each other for years, but we've not worked as closely as what we've had the last couple of years. And, I've had you down a Wahl, and we've not shared, but we've worked very closely next to stages to each other abroad more than we have in the UK. And when I saw you in not in a bad way, I don't want the Samaritans phoning up and saying, does Gaz need a caller? Or I'm just saying he's not his usual 1,000,000% positive all the time. It will but I think, what came out of that for me, Gaz, is the honesty. And this is a message to everybody. And we've had a bit of bad news over the last few months with different people in the industry. The honesty part does help, because if these are eyeballs, they're not crystal balls.
Yeah.
So you'll carry on and be, oh, yeah, we're going to do this, what we're doing. All right, buddy, we're going to do... Nah, I feel shit today. That's the first time I'd heard it off you. And it's like, right, what can I do? How? And we try and lift your spirits up. And I think that's a big thing for everybody who's watching tonight is it's not a crime to feel a bit shit about stuff. It's not a crime. Yeah. Lots of people are saying to us, it's not that busy next week. We've been packed, but we've got gaps next week. So it's kind of like... I get it. I understand it.
Yeah, and we're all going through the same stuff. It's just different situations, aren't we? I mean, I still feel for Scotland. They are locked down for. I think we've got our Scottish friends for another week in certain areas. Another week in Northern Ireland. They go back next Friday. So, well, fingers crossed, because, you know, everything can change, but numbers are coming down. And then, you know, things like, I mean, I don't want to labour the point. We've lost another person out of our pub. Lived on his own, been off work, not a lot of backup, and his pub was his main outlet, and we've lost him, you know, this last Thursday, and he just brings home the difference of what all these things added together can actually make up and turn people into. So you just got be kind and look out for people. If there's somebody out there who you haven't spoken to for a while, give them a ring. You know, simple as that.
Was it an old BT advertisement that said it was good to talk?
Yeah, that's it.
Good to talk. Some people talk too much, actually. I want to talk. After we've had all those guests tonight, I'm going to be really daring when you've had a drink. And I'll call a few fuckers out tonight that's pissing me off, actually, in the industry. So we'll have a chat about that. So anybody who's watching or anybody's listening tomorrow or Sunday, you'll be like, oh no, what have I done? What have I said? You know what I'm like? I will say it as it is, but there's a few people that's raising the bar up. Guys, before we start with our guests tonight, don't forget, on the 18th of December, it is the Barbers' Arms Christmas party. We're looking for about 50 guests, and let me tell you, already there's been about 25 guests that's already signed up for it. But on the 18th, we're having our virtual Christmas party, where there's not going to be a lot of Christmas parties out there. So lots of our number one fans and lots of people who's been watching us from day one, get in touch with us. You can just go onto our link on the website, which is thebarbersarms.co.uk, and click in and register for our Christmas party. You should see me and Gaz on the bus right now. And we're going to have a good drink there. We'll have a merry up, bit of Christmas music. And I know it's virtually, but it's going to be the best thing that we can do. And you'll be able to chat. Instead of chatting like on the screen now, where you all send messages to each other, we'll all be able to have a beer together with me and Gaz. And that's something to really look forward to on the 18th. It's the same day as our Wahl Staff Excellence Awards, which I'm going to be comparing virtually, I think, this year. Unless something dramatically changes. But I'll be looking forward to the Christmas party on the 18th, which is really good. Mentioning Wahl, thank you to Wahl, our main associate sponsors as well at Barbers' Arms. It's always fantastic, especially with the company that I work for, them to be involved with us and to back us like they have. Got a great show coming up, guys. We've got very shortly pulling into the car park. We've got, well, in my eyes, it's one of the fastest growing barbershop chains in the UK. So we've got Karl Foster and Paul Davenport there, so we're about to have a good chat with that. We've got a local hero coming up. We've got Rick as well tonight. That'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, what a lineup! I think we've been waiting to get the guys on for a while from Mr. Barbers, and obviously Rick's revisiting, and also Jade Rogers, who's one of our local heroes, which is the show's all about. I think it's really great to have these people on, and that's who we're representing for our BBA members and people who are our wider audience.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. I think one of the things that we'd want to do as well is we get lots of people that DM me and Gaz direct or send us it in on our Insta about coming onto the show as well. But before you do that, guys, just have a look at what's your thoughts about coming on the show? What do you want to do on the show? It's not about self-promotion. So Barbers' Arms is coming in for a beer with me and Gaz, talking about the industry and adding something to it. Without further ado, though, joining us in Barbers' Arms for the first time, one of the fastest growing barbering chains in the UK, if not in Europe, please welcome Karl Foster and Paul Davenport from Mr. Barbers.
Good evening, gents.
Good evening, girls.
How are we all?
Absolutely average.
That's better than normal then, Si.
Well, I've had no tweet all day, so I'm eating onion rings. Oh, guys, before we start as well, look what I got today. I got this today. Thank you, Jamal. I don't know if you can see it. My Vagabonds t-shirt. Cheers, Jamal.
Did he send yours in a medium as well?
Mine's in a medium, mine fits. You're going to fucking struggle, though. Anyway, on with tonight. Over to you, guys.
Gentlemen, it's a pleasure to have you on the Barbers Arms. We've been waiting for you to come on. As Simon said, he's introduced you both as your directors of Mr. Barbers, one of the fastest growing franchisees in the country. We're going to ask you to introduce yourselves and give us a quick 2-minute bio. Karl, 2 minutes, okay? We're just 2-minute bio. But first of all, what are we drinking, gentlemen?
Bit of white wine tonight. Got a bit classy.
Very nice. Karl, what are you on?
It's because he's sitting in a boudoir, though. Look at where he's sitting. What's that all about?
It's my tiki bar.
It's a strip club, that is.
I'm just on
a strip club.
I'm not saying anything.
He's got his own. I'm just on a lager tonight. Just fancied a quick cold one.
Oh, very good. So I'm on the Newcastle Brown as usual. What are you on, Simon?
I'm on Barbers Arms' very own. You can see our beautiful glasses there. We've got the Barbers Arms logo on. I'm on Desperado, which is like a liquid Valium.
That's the lager with tequila, isn't it?
The MD of Desperado sent me an email saying, keep doing it, dude. Our sales are going through the roof in hairdressers and barbershops with the amount of Desperado that you're drinking.
You'll be getting Desperado T-shirts as well.
Cheers, gentlemen. All the very best.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys. So, boys, you've watched Barbers Arms, so you know what's coming up. We're going to ask you some kind of career questions, a little bit about Mr. Barber, and then we'll finish off with a profile of you both. We've done it a little bit different tonight. We've got 2 of you, and it can be a bit monotonous. So, Paul, you're going to get the usual Barbers Arms questions. Karl, you're going to be testing out the brand new Barbers Arms profile question tonight. So we're going to do that for the first time. So if you've been rehearsing, what's my favourite food, what's my favourite drink, you're fucked. So we're going to do that to you tonight. Guys, before we start, let's get down a taxi and business. I'm going to throw a real curveball into you to start with. I'll aim this at you first then, Paul. Is this week when it went out on the posters about you guys coming on, lots of messages coming into me DM. You don't have to answer it if you don't want, but it might be nice coming from you guys personally. Is what's happened to Sam?
Yeah, so Sam was one of the co-founders of Mr. So Sam and Karl originally set the company up, 25 years ago, is it 96?
25 years ago, yeah. Biggest shop, the oldest shop, yeah.
Yeah, and Sam was kind of a big part of the whole rebrand in 2014 into Mr. And was kind of instrumental in the growth from kind of then when it was, I guess it was 3 shops then, up until 2016 when it was about 14, 15 shops. And Sam decided he wanted to take a step back away from having to kind of deal with the more business part of Mr. He has four of his own Mr. shops now. And he's doing amazingly well, growing his own shops, growing his own barbers, and that's what he loves and enjoys, and that's where he wanted to be at. And good luck to him. He's a massive part of Mr. still, and yeah, we will continue to be that way.
And I think that was important. I mean, literally, you can see my phone's on silent. My phone is clicking. The screen is clicking. With about 30 people all saying, glad you've asked that question, because I think it's important coming from you guys, and I think it's really important that Sam is still a massive believer in the Mr. Barber, because sometimes when there's not a difference, but there's like, I want to go this way, you want to go that way, it's kind of like, I'm going to go this way, but now I'm going to go something different to what I believe in. He still believes in the brand, obviously.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
He's opened up two new shops. He's got 2 new shops since he kind of stepped out of the management piece. And yeah, I mean, we speak to him every day. He's part of the business, and he'll still be at the shows with us. He'll still be involved in the fun things. He just, the kind of the business management side wasn't really where he wanted to be at. He wanted to be kind of where he always grew up and doing what he's great at, which is running barbershops, running barbers, and growing young talent.
Perfect. Karl, just quickly, as we said earlier, just give us a quick 2 minute or even a 1 minute bio of who you are, what you are, where you started, and then we'll come in and take Paul's side of the story and what his background is and what he offers to the business.
So I started when I started cutting hair, sweeping the floor when I was 14. By the time I left school, I was cutting hair in one of my teachers' classrooms. Left school, back into running a chair, and opened the first shop in 1995, working 6 days a week behind the chair myself. Grew to three shops, then went through that lovely thing called divorce, which kind of slowed everything down for a little while, and then just ran three shops for a while. Took a little bit of a backward step and opened a hotel randomly with my wife now, and then the rebrand of Mr. brought me back out of that, back into barbershops, and we went from the rebrand of Mr. was because they're all called Men's Room, and then it just went mad. Everybody just loved the brand, and it's grown from 2015 we launched at Barber Connect with 4 shops, and we're just about to open 29 and 30 this weekend. So it's been a bit of a journey, but we just I love helping people. I've got some guys who used to sweep the floor around my feet that are great barbers, great guys, and they've gone on to open multiple shops. There's nothing better. There's no better feeling than having those guys out there still believing in what we've done for years, and growing it for themselves. So they've got their own business. It's great.
Fantastic. So, Paul, you got involved, I'm guessing, probably then about 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Just give us a quick background of what you brought to the business then.
Yeah, slightly more random journey to be here than Karl. I mean, I was born up in Rochdale, used to be an aerospace engineer, used to work on the Eurofighter, did 5-6 years working on Eurofighter, then did the Dick Whittington, went down to London seeking fortune and fame, and did investment banking for 20 years and sold my soul to the devil. Left there in 2016. I'd known Karl for quite a bit of time then, and I loved what Mr. was. I loved the way that it was the total opposite to investment banking. It was about people, about supporting people, encouraging people to do well. So I got involved in the business, in 2016. And it's been great. I mean, it's a business that is about supporting and helping people to grow and kind of fulfill their dreams and have proper kind of goals in life. And I love it.
Perfect. I mean, what actually drew you into barbering, other than knowing Karl? Is barbering what you thought it'd be, what it is? I mean, I know when we first met, we randomly first met at probably a drunken experience, I'm guessing.
Barber UK 2017, yeah.
About 3 in the morning, I think.
4 o'clock in the morning at the bar, yeah.
So I know we've had quite a few conversations. We've known each other for a few years, and love what you're doing with the brand. So what barbering give you? How's barbering interested you or surprised you? Is there any nice surprises about the industry?
It's all about the people. It's all about the barbers within the business and the different personalities you meet in there, the characters, and the growth you see of people. And we have a lot of apprentices, and just seeing them come on from their kind of early days when they know nothing and they grow up with us and they become kind of qualified barbers. It's just incredible to see that growth and to see them blossom into something that they weren't when they joined us. And it's the same for all the barbers. It's a journey, and it's just a really enjoyable journey to be on.
Yeah, I think it's nice to see as well. I mean, these guys came down to the Wahl HQ. Was it this year or was it back end of last year?
Back end of last year, I think it was. I think it was December last year, yeah.
Which is one of the projects that's just got a little period in it at the minute, because obviously what happened then, before we could get us teeth into things in February, obviously things slowed down. But so some of the questions I've got to ask you will intrigue us anyway, and our listeners. So question to you both of you. Quick answer off you, Paul, then to you, Karl. How big do you want to grow this? We're already at 26, 27, 28, growing up to 30 salons now. It's got that great brand. When I think of Mr. Barbers, I think of Karl, I think of Sam, I think of you now, Paul. It's got that grey and yellow feel to it, that corporate image. How big do you want to grow this brand?
I mean, we'd love to be on every high street in every town. I mean, we'd love to have 250 shops.
Fantastic.
Karl?
Yeah, exactly that. 250 shops in this country. It is a brand that could be on every high street, recognised for what we do. Great haircuts, great barbers. Our strap line is happy barbers and happy customers equals happy barbershop, and that's what I love. And if it ends up going international after that, then great. But you know, let's concentrate on this to start with and see where we go.
If people are interested, who's viewing tonight, but also in the week, and again, thanks to the over 100,000 that's viewed in the last week or so, but if they're interested in looking at taking a franchise on or changing their barbershop in their town or city into a Mr., how would they go about that?
I mean, just get in touch. Yeah, drop us an email, drop us a DM on social media, just with the contact details, and we'll be straight back in touch. It's quite simple.
What is your website or whatever? Can you read that out, or what's your contact details?
Just mrbarbers.co.uk, mrbarbers.co.uk, or info@mrbarbers.co.uk for an email address.
I know you guys. You know, we know the model. There's other franchises out there, but yours is a little bit different because you're quite targeting, especially in these hard times when people need a lot of support. You're actually asking people or offering people to rebrand, aren't they? Existing barbershops. They don't have to be from scratch, do they? They're not. No. They're not people who, you know, you don't need a wad of cash up front to cost an absolute fortune. And I know you've got finance in place. You were telling me. So your actual model is going after people who are perhaps not as in love with the industry as they used to be, and they just need that little extra support, or you know, they're finding it tough at the time. This is your time now. You want those type of people to get involved, don't you?
I guess kind of this comes back to your question earlier about what I like about the business as well, because there are so many great barbers out there that have opened barbershops, and opening, running, operating a barbershop isn't as simple as people think. So I think a lot of people think you just put a bit of money down and it all works. And I think this year with COVID and everything that's gone on this year, it's been so hard for so many people. And what we've kind of put together is a package where we can help people who, yeah, like you said, they may be falling out of love with barbering this year because of what's gone on. They're struggling a little bit with times. They feel a bit alone, because I think when you own your own business and so times are hard, suddenly everyone disappears around you and you're just left there. You're the only one responsible, and you kind of have no one to share those stresses with and no one to help you. So we put a package together where, yeah, no upfront money. We can get financing for people, get full shop refits, full refurbs, new chairs, training, systems, the full support from the brand, full support on all things like legal, taxes, HMRC, all the things that people don't think about when they first open up a shop. The kind of the boring stuff, but that needs to be done to be kind of safe. And we'll give support throughout the whole journey. And you get the marketing, the support for marketing. We'll help get the shops busy, help get the right barbers in. We'll give the training. And we just want to kind of give people that second chance to be able to reinvent their shop and re-find their love for what they're doing.
And I think that's important. I think one of the opportunities you guys can have as well in February, we've got our virtual exhibition that we should have had back end of November. But that's coming up in February, the last weekend in February, which we'll talk about a bit later in the show. But it'd be great for Mr. Barbers to actually be one of the stands at the virtual exhibition there to talk and let people come in and talk a bit more about it, because I think the messages coming through are clicking massively here about people who are interested. Guys, you can't see it, but you'll have seen both Karl and Paul's Instagram accounts coming up on your screens as we talk, and we'll pop them back up again for you now. So if you are interested in looking at the Mr. Group, thinking about just even inquiring and having a chat with Karl or Paul, just to have the Mr. Insta, just to chat to him and just to say, look, this is what my views were. Question again to you both. First of all, Karl, where would be the best destination for a shop? So you want to grow to 250, but where will you put a pin in it and say, when we get a shop there, that's unbelievable. That's where I want, no matter how many we've got, I want a shop there. Where's it for Karl?
Sydney. Thought I'd chuck that one out there because I've not really thought along those lines, to be really honest with you.
Our producer put that up. He put Oz up just before you mentioned Sydney. He actually sent a message saying Oz.
Well, tell him to just put his hand in his pocket.
Yeah. What? And take on a shop?
Absolutely. Have you seen how short Trevor's arms are and how long his pockets are?
They don't need to be that long.
I think we need one in Bangkok, and we'll come and open it for you.
Yeah, I'll bet you do.
Yeah. Well, Paul, where would your kind of dream destination be to have a Mr. shop?
If I say Rochdale, would that not be the right answer?
Listen, I've spent a lot of time in Rochdale. One of my pals, John Piers, he were quite a legend up there in Rochdale. But I'd
love to have.
No, you would go down in my you would go down in my estimations if you said Rochdale. But no, seriously, is it Rochdale, your own town, where you'd like to fucking get in?
Barnsley's got to be the one, isn't it?
No, listen, you say that about Barnsley. 2 British hairdressers of the year, Rob Eaton, Andrew Barton, but it's a mecca for hairdressing. And, you know, maybe out of my retirement of Wahl in later years, it might be that I'll be calling on you guys to look to have a Mr. up in Barn. You never know.
You never know.
So we're going for you.
That one in New York. That one in New York would be quite
New York.
Or New York.
That one in the US and have the growth in the US would be amazing.
Excellent. Any part of New York?
I wouldn't mind. Greenwich.
Ooh.
See,
do you know what?
Fat Al's Pieces in Brooklyn.
Do you know what though? The thing is, to have one in your hometown, to have your name there, you're represented on your hometown. You can't beat that though, can you? I know all these places, but they take some looking after, and you know it's to have one in your hometown. There's nothing better.
That's the funny thing about the brand. It's called Mr. So you are Mr. wherever you are. You are Mr. Your town.
Yeah, but
that's the cool thing.
Mr. Dubai's not too bad. Mr. Brooklyn, Mr. Tribeca's not too bad. Mr. Rochdale, Mr. Barnsley.
It's got a ring to it.
Yeah, it's got a fucking my ring to the Barnsley one of the Rochdale. We need to make it glamorous. But look, that's a good indication where you want to go. New York and Sydney. Karl, what's the best achievement of when you get a franchisee coming in? What's the best, because there's going to be twofold to these questions. What's the best achievement that you get? What's the best feeling you get when you get somebody in?
When they open their second shop and their third shop and their fourth shop. That's the best achievement, because I know we're doing something right and they're carrying on.
And Paul, what's the best achievement?
That was actually going to be my answer, actually, because it's when somebody wants to open a second shop with you, it just shows how happy they are with the first shop. And pretty much every one of our guys has got multiple shops, because the first shop's always been so good, they've opened multiple with us.
Do you know what? Do you know what though? What's changed since you started the brand, and you've been in it a long time, Karl? You know, you've stayed at 3 shops for how many ever years. What what changed to make you go down the route of? Obviously, you've got to have backing. I get that, but what's changed within the industry? Do you think that's made the brand either successful or changed for the? Give me one good and one bad in the industry. What's changed since you've been with the Mr. B brand?
Okay, so the Mr. B brand is really, the brand is strong, and actually it wasn't really until we rebranded to start with that I actually totally believed in brands. And when you then start looking at brands, we're all into brands, aren't we? brands are really strong, whether you think it or not. Once you start thinking about, when you go to the supermarket, you pick up that particular biscuit, that particular crisp. That's, brands are, and so for us, I mean, to see, I know customers. So for example, we've got a new shop opening in Woodbridge next week. And I was talking to the shop fitter today, and he said somebody came and knocked on the door and said, "Oh, blimey, you're going to be a Mr. Barbers?" Because I normally go to this Mr. Barbers, but I've had to travel there. So great, we've got one in our town. It's not the same barber going to be in there, but just the fact that they like what Mr. Barbers is all about and the continuity of what we're doing. So that's a plus. Don't see a negative. Never see a negative.
And I think that's a good answer, to be fair, because each town's different, each franchisee is different, but you will have like guidelines to work with. So my next question would be, is 20 odd salons now growing up to 250? Paul, firstly, what is your biggest challenges? We've heard of like what's your biggest achievements when people open the second and the third shop, but what's the biggest challenges that you have when you take a franchisee on and then just managing it just generally? What's the biggest challenges?
Biggest challenge. That's a tough one. I think we're in a position now where we have everything fairly streamlined. So we kind of set up in a place where things, we've already structured and organized everything. So it's quite seamless. I think the challenge is going to be, as we get bigger, we're going to need more staff. We're going to need more people that we trust to kind of carry on the passion and the drive that we have to make this work. And I think that we're both quite, I guess, controlling as to what we let go. And we're going to have to let go of some of the pieces as we get bigger and trust the people around us to run that.
And Karl, what do you find the biggest challenges are as you're growing?
Yeah, I mean, that is part of it. It's distance is a bit of a challenge. There's a lot of miles going on at the moment. It's finding the right people who, once they get into it and they start believing it, it's great. But it's changing people's mindsets to start with. Once they get into it, I mean, we're looking for people now to come on board. We call ourselves a progressive company, so if you get involved now, the sky's the limit, really. There's so much you can do with us. There's so many opportunities.
Have you both watched the film with Michael Keaton, which is called The Founder?
Yeah.
Does that resonate with some of the stuff you're trying to do? Is it realistic in terms of, obviously he's the founder of well, he stole it a little bit, but he developed the franchise of McDonald's. It's a great film, by the way, Michael Keaton, called The Founder. But do you guys resonate with any of that's happening in that movie?
I think it's as you go on the journey, like with that movie, and then Michael, when he set up McDonald's, he kind of realised that the actual success wasn't actually in the burger. And I think kind of for us, it's been a surprise as we've gone along that we've had to evolve around with the way the market is to kind of make it all work. And I think things have surprised us in there as to what we've needed to do.
Do you know what? That really leads on to a perfect point. I don't know if you can remember a few years ago, Karl, we were in... I think it might have been the same time as we met, Paul. I'm not sure, but we sat late at night. I think Johnny King was with us and a few other people, and we had quite a heated discussion on what I think Gary was there from the insurance company, and
Crowder,
now you touched on earlier about education, and I said, well, how are you going to standardise your shops? How are you going to measure quality? And, and you said, we're the quality, we'll measure the quality. And I've noticed that you've gone into education. You've now got, Mr. Barber's education arm. You've launched with a college. So your attitude has kind of changed there. I mean, I was coming from a point of view, because I've always been into standards and, with the Barber Council and different things, and been linked to writing qualifications and things. And you said, you weren't really into that at the time. And I suppose now your attitude's changed to, you know, you've realised that that's got to be part of the business now.
But it's not a case of not being into it. It's you know, the standards have got to be there, because otherwise you can't grow a brand, can you? You can't, you know.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Coke selling water. You know, it's, you know, you've got to have the standards there. It's got to be similar. But as we all know, as barbers, it's very difficult to standardise barbering, if you like, because as a human being, you can't, like a coffee, you can go and make a coffee at a machine because you can just be shown how to do it. But cutting hair is a lot different and a lot harder. You can train somebody in 5 minutes how to make a coffee, but you can't do that.
Just upset baristas all over the world, Karl.
Yeah, you are now going to get your coffee everywhere you go. You realise it?
No.
I tell you what though, Karl, is one of the things I'm very fortunate doing, and sometimes you guys aren't as privy to do that, but I can go in, not this year, but I can go into plenty of barbershops, and there's some place I go in and go, oh, what a great idea, and what a great idea, and I write them all down for, wow, if I opened a barbershop, it'd be Karl, because I've just got all these little ideas. Yeah. And this year, when I went out to judge the British Barber of the Year, Barbershop of the Year, again, the 6 shops just had everything, had individuals. But I think it's quite difficult, because you could do that and you could speak to each other and say, well, we're going to put a coffee bar in, we're going to do this, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
You have to be leaders in this field. You have to have, this is it. This is what Mr. Barber stands for. This is what we're going to uniform across our brand. And I think you've done that. And I take my hat off to you both for doing that. And Sam in the early days, you know, I take my hat off that you've got a real core. This is it. And it's same everywhere. It's a formula. Stick to it, and it works. We'll manage it, but it sticks to it. I'm like a fucking PR agent for you, aren't I?
I think the big thing for education was as much.
You want a T-shirt?
I think we the education piece. We
and a condom.
we had a few youngsters come through who'd been to local colleges and done their level 2 qualifications, and what they'd been taught on those qualifications was absolutely shocking, and they knew so little. And we really wanted to get involved with the youngsters so that we kind of had a pipeline coming through for our shops, and just to help the youngsters actually get a proper grounding in the industry. So that's where we paired up with West Suffolk College, and the aim is that as we kind of grow and we're moving out into the Midlands, and we're opening our Hales Owing shop tomorrow. Actually, is the first day of opening in Hales Owing, and the aim there is to partner with a college in Birmingham as we grow there, and we'll have the same kind of setup where we're working with the youngsters, and then that kind of gives us a pipeline for the future.
I'm getting a question in here from Alternative Barbering. Can you stop asking to buy their shops? That's serious. I've got lots of questions coming in tonight, and I've just gone back to that one and said, seriously? And they're like, yes, please ask them to stop if you want to buy us, because they're great.
Can you send me the thing where we've asked to buy the shops?
Well, I'm only reading what's come off here, because I put back really, and it's come back saying, yeah, always getting letters asking if I want to sell.
We've never asked to buy
any. Sorry, no, don't know about that.
Well,
it's not our model. Our model's not to do that.
No, they might well have had a letter to say, would you like to rebrand?
Yeah.
Which
I think that's just coming through as well, or rebrand. It's been requested anyway.
Yeah, okay, well that's fair enough, but actually they should see that as a bit of a, you know, we respect them for what they do.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
You know, we're not going to want to rebrand something that's rubbish, shall we?
No, listen, this is what this show's all about. We're going to ask questions in a bar as mates having a beer. Well, you know, forget how many thousands are watching us. We're just going to ask the questions, and listen, don't shoot the messenger. I actually like asking these questions. I love it.
It's fine.
I'm like Graham Norton on steroids. We advocate steroids here at Barbers Arms or anything like that. It's a joke, just to pass it over the phrase.
It's a nice shirt, by the way, son.
Well, you know, I'm showing my medallion off as well tonight. Gaz said what we're wearing tonight, because we coordinate on a week and stuff. I wear something designery and cool. Gaz done. But this tonight, we went for all black together. And
you've been at a funeral, yeah?
Yeah. Well,
No.
Not yet. But no, we decided to wear all black tonight because we're cool as fuck.
Paul, I can fasten my shirt after lockdown. He's lost a few.
Oh.
Gaz, I just wanted to show my medallion off, that's all. I'm relaxed. I'm at home. Do you know what? I'm itching each week as well. I hope somebody doesn't just say to us, can you and Gaz just take the camera load down? Because there's 97% of the shows that I've done, I've just got my boxers on.
You would not believe what I'm wearing tonight. I got in from work. When it's a rush night. I literally strip off at the front door, run up, have a shower, put a shirt on, and come back down, and it's like flip-flops, and not a lot else, and a shirt.
You've got your jobbers on tonight, though, haven't you, Gary? You've got your jobbers on.
Have you enjoyed the vlogs?
Yeah. That poor little pony. What did you do to that pony?
That was my favourite one. I keep turning back to that. I keep looking back just to get Gaz's views up because I get a lot more views than Gaz. But I keep looking at the pony thing because when he says things aren't what they seem, I'm like, where's he going with this? And I just burst out. I think I'll let it back watching it. And I burst out laughing. I'm like, it's the funniest thing I've seen for a long time. Guys, we're moving on here. Times I'm getting people saying we're going to move on. So we're going to move on to our profile questions. Now, if you've been used to Barbers Arms, we get a little profile of the people that's been on the show. Guys, great guests, great brand. Love it. Guys who are watching tonight live, but also in the week in your thousands. Mr. Barbers, we've got Paul Davenport, and we've got Karl Foster from Mr. Barbers. And guys, if you are twitching at minute, looking to open up your own shop or looking to rebrand your shop, great people to get involved with, fast-growing company, great facilities, and a great corporate image. So I think it's really worth talking to these guys. Hopefully, they're going to be joining us at our exhibition in February. First of all, Paul, we're going to give you the traditional Barbers Arms profile. Karl, you're going to be the first tonight to have our new directed at a barber questions. So, Paul, first of all, here with you. Paul Davenport from Mr. Barbers. What's your favourite food?
Curry.
I like it. What's your favourite drink?
Red wine.
What kind?
Ooh, I actually quite like a bit of Argentinian at the moment.
Malbec?
Yeah, a bit of Malbec, bit of strong stuff.
You can send me a case if you want. Favourite music?
God, all genres. I listen to, depends on my mood. It can be anything. It can be pop to funk, R&B, depends on my mood.
What's your era, Paul?
I've not even worked out how to change it.
Where's your favourite destination? Where do you like to be
Spain.
In the world? Spain?
Yeah.
You know, we might have a beer together in Spain. Gaz has got a place in Spain.
Guys, we talked about the other day, guys, yeah.
We've already spoke about it, yeah.
All I've got here is a fucking leaf blower. I don't use it for garden, it's usually for 50s on flooring all the way. Paul, who would be your ideal dinner date?
Ooh. Mike Tyson.
By the way.
Mike Tyson.
Oh, yes, I like it. Again, somebody who stands up where the missus is not at home, like, I like an ideal dinner date with my wife. I'm going to come back to you. Let's just hold that there, Paul, because we build it all in a little story. Karl Foster, Managing Director of Mr. Barbers. Here we go for the first time live on Barbers Arms. It's the new questions. Karl, what is your favourite clipper?
Wahl Magic Clip. The Wahl Magic Clip. Actually, I need a new set. Sorry.
Any hints? What is your favourite hair show that you attend each year? What's the one that you think, I love going to that one. That's my favourite.
It's got to be Barber Connect, if I'm honest.
Barber Connect. Okay. What's your favourite music?
Anything. I'm really not bothered. I'm shouted down in my family because everybody else likes music and I'm not really that fussed.
What's one track though that you love that you think I'm going to put that on to pump me up? What's the one that gets you in a good mood?
Delight.
By?
He's big up by Delight.
Who's your favourite hairdressing barbering icon? Besides me, who do you look up to the most?
Oh, blimey. Do they have to be like totally famous or somebody that
just in your mind.
Somebody that I totally respect and probably is the best barber I know is Sam Pryor.
Oh, I like that, mate. Just give me a few goosebumps that as I'm writing that down. And Karl, what would be, if you had to be, what would be the last haircut that you, if you were on just that, you got pair of scissors, clippers in your, what's the last haircut that you'd do?
If what? Sorry.
What's the last favourite haircut? You got a model, blank canvas. What's the last haircut that you'd like to do? A pump, a mohawk? What's your favourite haircut?
I like a scissor cut. Just a scissor cut, nice side parting. You know, I only still cut hair on a Wednesday really now, and it's known as Orange Wednesdays because most of my regular customers are retired. So, you know, they're all side parting, scissor cuts. Yeah.
Right.
Finish off
I'm
with
going
a
to earn guys, I'm going to earn my money now. Here we go. Mr. Barbers, Karl Foster and Paul Davenport, thanks for joining us on Barbers Arms. First of all, got Paul. He's having his favourite curry, drinking a beautiful Argentinian Malbec, listening to some pop music. His favourite destination, he's been in somewhere nice in Spain, probably flying into Malaga, probably trying somewhere like Bella Medina or Marbella or Porto Banús. And he'd be doing all this with Mike Tyson. Beautiful. And we've got Karl Foster. His favourite clipper he'd be using would be a Wahl Magic clip. He'd be using this at Barber Connect. He'd be listening to some Delight music. His favourite icon, watching him do all this, would be Sam Pryor. And his last haircut that he will be doing in front of everybody would be a scissor cut. Guys from Barber, Mr. Barbers, pleasure to have you on the Barbers Arms. All the best. We'll speak to you all in the week, but all the best from me. Over to Karl.
Great to see you guys.
Fellas, it's been an absolute pleasure. We've known each other for a few years now, some more than others. Hope to do a lot more work with you in the future and great success in the future. Anybody who wants to get in touch with these guys. You won't regret it. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll see you guys. Take care.
Nice.
Are we there?
I enjoyed that. Thought the guys were nice. I thought it's a great big brand. They're growing fast. I think it's important to have people like that in the bar for a beer. If me and you were just down at local tonight, it'd be nice for them to drop in. We'd like to ask them some of the questions that we've asked tonight. I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed speaking to them too tonight. It was good.
Well, to be honest, we've been having them on for a while now, but I think, I've had a pint or two with them anyway. It's in the past, and it's nice to get the full story out there, isn't it? As well, and where the company's going. We first met them when they were just starting out. I didn't realise it was that new, the company.
Yeah,
it was. They've done really well.
Well, as I say, I think I met them through. We'd had some chairs done by Kelvin who were there, and then through Kelvin, Sam got involved with us, and it was social with Sam. And Sam, if you're watching tonight, great, give us a message, pal. I know you do sometimes, and hopefully tonight the guys have done you proud tonight. I thought that was a really honest interview, and especially when Karl said his favourite barbering icon was Sam Pryor. Sam's a perfectionist, so very nice that, and they are a pretty new company. We want to get back as well. Hopefully Karl and Paul and Sam can join us at the Barbers Arms on the 18th of December, which is me and Gaz. You can see Gaz now driving the bus of the Christmas party. Or am I driving, or am I just a passenger? I like to be a passenger, to be fair. I like to have a beer. I don't want to be tied down to driving. So, yes, join us on the 18th of December, which is our Christmas party, virtual Christmas party. You can register on this as well on our website, which is thebarbersarms.co.uk, and get registered and come and join us on the 18th. We've got 2 Zoom rooms there. We've got lots of people there who are going to be joining us. So we're all, instead of just chatting to each other by messages on Barbers Arms, you can join us for a beer and we can all chat together. It'll be fantastic. Guys, it's coming to that time of the evening where it's time for your delicious cocktail. Tonight, guys, by the way, I think he's dedicated this one to Cheryl Cole. Don't know why. But tell us, Gaz, what's tonight's cocktail?
Right, so we've gone for a bit of a random one here. We've gone for a cherry daiquiri. Now, the only reason I've done this is because I've been at work till late and I looked for my ingredients at midweek and I thought, what have I got in there? I don't have to go and buy something this week, to be honest, because we've been flat out since Wednesday. And I love, I don't know if you like these, but a lot of people don't, but maraschino cherries, I absolutely love. So tonight, what we're doing, we're having some cherry daiquiri. So I've got my muddler. So if any of you out there are budding cocktails, got my spoon. So if you put 2, 3, we'll have 4 in there. 4 cocktail, 4, 5. Then we'll have a little bit of. And it's really important having this juice. I don't know. Have you ever? Do you like these? Do you like these cherries? Do you like the syrup, Simon? I know he's gone back road, hasn't he, already? I can't believe it. So we have a little bit of the juice in there as well. And I absolutely love these cherries. So to get the actual the best out of the cherries, what we're going to do is muddle the cherries. And when we muddle something, what we're doing is we're just pressing it down. You muddle mint leaves in a mojito. It's just crushing them, really, but it's called muddling. So we muddle all our cherries in the bottom of our glass there. Push it all in. And I've just changed the ingredients a little bit tonight because Barmaid is a real connoisseur of rum. She loves rum. So I've gone for a vanilla-based rum, a silver rum. So you can see we've muddled all the cherries into the bottom there. So we use 2 parts of rum. So tonight, I should put it out here. So we've got our shaker. We're going to put some ice in there. And it's dry ice. So that means it's just come out of it's not gone slosh, it hasn't gone wet. So we put some dry ice in there. We're going to tip our muddled cherries in. Just push them in. Push them with all the juice and the syrup. So it's quite sweet, this cocktail. Absolutely lovely. Tried this one here. Our producers pulled his nose at this, pulled his face at this. He gave me a little. So we're using dark rum. It's got vanilla taste in it as well, so it's quite sweet. So we're using 2 parts of rum, and then we're using 1 part of lime juice. So we've already, I'm going to just tip that in. So we've got our jigger here. So if we use the jigger, we're going to put that in there. We're going to push that. So we've already squeezed that out. So that's gone in there. And then we've got a little bit of our natural agave nectar, which just push that in there. Just squeeze that in. Got it all over the table there. Put our lid on. We're going to shake that up. All you need to do is make sure, and with a lot of cocktails, all you need to do is make sure that the liquid that we're using or shaking over the ice is cooled. That is, a lot of the time, that is the only reason. It's to infuse all the ingredients together over the ice. We're going to use our original glass. Now, you should be using crushed ice here. But we're we're going to use some block ice because I don't like it too slushy. But you can do. It should be over crushed ice. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that there. It's going in. Oh, baby. And there we have it. We're just going to take another cherry, pop it in, and there we have it, our cherry daiquiri. So, cheers everyone. Hope you enjoy it. If you want to have it at Christmas or on a summer day, it's just a real great pick-me-up. So, good health everybody. Cheers, Simon.
Cheers, mate. In one. And sleep.
Oh, that is absolutely. If you've got a sweet tooth, that is absolutely beautiful.
Nice. You make them sound so lush. Don't forget, guys, on the Christmas party on the 18th, Kaz is going to pick his 5 favourite cocktails, and he's going to do all 5 on the 18th. So he'll pick his 5 favourite cocktails, and he'll be doing them on the 18th on our Christmas party.
If anybody wants one that they particularly love, let us know, and we'll have a fan-based picked favourite cocktail as well. So the more we have in over a particular cocktail, we'll do that one as well. So let us know. And don't forget, apply to get on the bus. We're having a Christmas party. So, have we got
Very nice.
And Jade is pulling into the car park. Jade Rogers, our local hero. So, what's your favourite cocktail anyway, Simon? What would you say out of all the ones we've done or anything that we haven't done? If you go, where would you go?
I love having cocktails in Leeds. Leeds is a great place. Got some great bars, great cocktail bars in Leeds. And I'm a sucker if I'm in Leeds. I love porn star martinis. That's my favourite one. If I'm abroad as well, depends where I am, but especially in America, I love a strawberry daiquiri. They're my favourite too. So I probably like that one as well because it's quite sweet. So that cherry daiquiri sounds fantastic as well. So yeah, those would be my go-to cocktails: porn star or a daiquiri of any kind, really.
I'm a sucker for whiskey. I'm afraid. I like the sours and the different whiskey bit. I've got a great one for next week. You'll love if you've got a sweet tooth, you'll love next week's. Absolutely lovely. It's you won't be disappointed.
But I do like an old fashioned. I'm not a whiskey drinker, but I do like an old fashioned. But it has to be done properly. And I've been in some places where it's done absolutely to perfection with the orange peel and everything. The big chunk of ice. And there's other places where you go where it's a bit disappointing because it's not like, but if it's done properly, and if Frank Reimer's watching, Frank from Die Barber, Frank loves an old fashioned as well. So old fashions are kind of one of my favourites as well.
Oh, I agree. I am. Do you know, it's funny you've brought up the old porn star martini. Can you remember making that for Big Errol? He's missed out again. I can't believe it. Can you?
No, do you know what? I mean, we've got Rick coming up in a short while, and I've got my notes because I watched it on Monday night, and I made notes as I'm watching it. I had a glass of, I had a bottle of Malbec while I watched it. I thought, Jane, Louis Saw, fair play to you. What a fantastic production. And Ryland, who compared it, they had a great team behind him. But it was a great spectacle of British hairdressing. I think they did it absolutely fantastic. Like watching Oscars, it's probably one of the best one I've ever watched virtually. So well done, Jane, Louis Saw, Mark Maloney, everybody concerned at HJ, and Errol. I was disappointed. I kind of felt I'd spoke to Rob Eaton, the current British hairdresser of the year, a couple of days before, and he did predict Sally had win it. Third time she's won it. I think she did 2017, 2018. Rob won it in 2019. and then she won it again. But as soon as you saw the mannequins that she used, them long swan neck mannequins,
yeah,
she just stood out for me massively. And she's a great individual. She's so inspiring. She's a fantastic person, and she did, you know, she's the current British Hairdresser of the Year. And after Jade's been on, we've got one of the winners joining us, which is Rick Roberts, the new Afro Hairdresser of the Year.
Jade.
We've got Jade.
Can you hear
okay?
it? Jade, can you turn whatever you're using? Can you turn it the other way? You're on the side at the moment.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
there?
It's perfect. Welcome, Jade, to the Barbers' Arms. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. You?
Yeah, fantastic. So for our viewers out there, you're our local hero tonight. It's great to have you on the show. Whereabouts? Just give us a little bio of yourself. Where are you? What's your barbershop called, and who you are?
Yeah, so my barbershop's in North Wales. I've had it for 2.5 years. I've been barbering for about 5 years. I opened my shop after 2.5 years. What I did, I started as a mobile hairdresser and decided that I wanted to add barbering to my skill set. I didn't actually plan on becoming a barber, but I was 21 at the time. I'm 26 now. I went into a local barbershop and I asked for an apprenticeship. And luckily enough, given my age, a lady took me on. So then I did a night course in college with that. It was work-based. It took me 4 months to complete my barbering course. Then I went into another barbershop for 2 years, built up some shop experience, left there, worked from home in a static caravan. I was doing it out of static, but all my regulars followed me. And then I seen a post on Facebook, basically, and someone tagged me in it, said the shop was up for rent. So I come and had a look. It was on my 23rd birthday or 24th birthday, and never looked back since. It was the best thing that I'd done, really.
Fantastic. What a
How many staff do you have, Jade?
Just me and another girl at the minute. I did have 3 staff. Well, I had 4, but we alternated the days. One of them's gone on to become a professional boxer. The other lad's just left to move back to Dublin. He was Irish. And then it's just me and another barber now, but we're managing all right.
That's fantastic. I mean, I take it you're still working at the moment in Wales, aren't you?
Yeah. We had a lockdown for 14 weeks from March to July. And then we had a 2-week fire break in October, but I've been back open for about a month now.
So how have you found that? How's trade? Has it come back to what it was before, or are you still finding your feet? What's happened?
I'm really busy, to be honest, luckily enough. I was a bit nervous. We have lost clients, but I've gone to bookings every day, use a barbering app, Near Cut. So to be fair, I've lost clients, but I've gained a lot of new ones as well. So we're really busy, to be fair. We're working late hours, both of us, so I can't complain, really.
Fantastic.
I know a lot of people have struggled, so.
Can we have a look round your shop, Jade?
Yeah. Shall we turn the camera around for you?
Yeah, please.
Turn it round now. I'll just turn it round. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Whereabouts in North Wales are you?
Keep it that way. Connors Key, it's called.
Oh, I know it very well.
A shop.
It's a big shop.
I put my heater on, it's freezing.
So what time have you finished tonight, Jade?
6:30 I finished.
Oh, so you've hung around for us then. That's very good of you. Are you having a drink with us tonight?
Well, I'm on the water.
Well, cheers,
water.
All the very best.
Yeah. Thank you. Are you two still been working, or are you on lockdown?
We've just gone back. England have just gone back to. I've done 3 days now. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We went back on Wednesday, so we've been off exactly the same as you. The full lockdown from March to July, and then we've just done from the 4th of November to the 3rd of December. So it's we've just gone back. So we're still in that honeymoon period where everybody wants a haircut. We're absolutely pulled out the place at the moment. So
I've had a lot of people shaving the hair as well. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I mean, it's all down to this man here next to me, selling all these clippers. We've lost all these clients.
There's nothing like that. I know. Obviously, look, we manufacture all different types of clippers, but it's important that, you know, the messages, and we always say it from Wahl, it's always better to go to your barber or your hairdresser to have your hair cut, but in between that, it is to keep yourself looking smart and trim. But over lockdown as well, you know, people did invest in clippers, and there's nothing like those coming back to a barber and having a proper haircut, is there? Even if you have your beard trimmed, it's just better.
No. Our clients FaceTiming me over the first lockdown. People were FaceTiming me, and I had to talk them through step by step of how to do a haircut.
Well, at least Jade, they realise how it isn't so easy, is it?
No. And car mechanics FaceTiming me out, telling me what to do in the end. I was like, yeah, that'll do.
And Jade, you're a past winner of the Hall of Fame, aren't you? I think we've got a photograph coming up on the screen, one of your photographs of your Hall of Fame photographs with the BBA.
Jade, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What did you say, sorry?
I think we've got one of the photographs just popping up on the screen. You might not be able to see it, but our viewers can see it. One of the photographs of one of your final, you know, when you won the Hall of Fame at the British Barbers Association. That's coming up on the screens now. How do you feel when you won that?
Amazing. To be fair, that opened a lot of doors up for me with the barbering. That's when more doors started to open when I won that award, because that was the first competition that I'd ever entered, the 2017 Judges' Choice one. I didn't expect to win it at all. And then the girl that was working with me in the shop at the time, she rung me and she said, oh, you've actually won. Then I got a phone call off the British Barbers Association. And since then, I've done Salon International. I've worked at Barber Connect. I've done Hair Evo Jam, if you heard of that, with Barber Evo magazine.
Yeah.
I worked alongside Alfie, Caden Cassidy, Barber Josh, people like that. For me, that's like people that I look up to. The first hair show I went to was Barber Connect, and that's when I seen Alan Beak. So started following him on Instagram, started entering competitions. Then he done a spotlight tour. So I drove to Manchester by myself. I didn't have a hair model with me at the time. The videographer, he actually let me cut his hair. I've got a picture of him on my wall in the background, but that went into a magazine. So, to be fair, I've done all right in the space of time that I've been barbering. I just keep pushing myself. So, but the British Barbers Association definitely started me off with that.
I mean, that's absolutely lovely to hear as well. For anybody out there who's thinking about, or, you know, you came from a humble background and entered that first competition, opened so many doors. What have you got for somebody who's just started out, or even people who've been barbering for a long time? What can you actually say to them? What can you give them as a bit of an inspiration on entering competitions? What it's done for you?
Well, I would say don't judge yourself over other people, because I used to knock myself down like, oh, I'm not as good as them, I'm not as good as him, her. I entered that competition, didn't have a clue who had entered it. And then the people that I'd won against at the time were like a big inspiration for me. And obviously I'm not knocking them down, but to win over people that you look up to, I'd just say, just go for it. You're either going to win or you're not. But if you keep entering, the more times you enter, the more chance you've got of winning, haven't you? So
I think that's...
Just don't hold back with it.
I think that's, for your age, honestly, and for your inspiration for other barbers, I think that's absolutely bang on you know, inspiring future barbers as well. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. It's perfect information for people. Now, I know Simon's got a burning ambition to ask you a certain question because he never fails with local barbers. So I'm going to hand over to him now because he's got to come. It's either now or at the very end, but he's going to ask you anyway.
Jade, what's your favourite clipper?
Wahl Senior. That's my go-to clipper.
Yeah.
God, I tell you what, you could pay him.
No, honestly, he's fair people. Class up, cream always rises at top. So she's a winner of the British Barbers Association Hall of Famer at a young age. You'll inspire people tonight by listening to your story. You know, the age that you started, getting your own shop at 23. You know, I think, and then winning the first competition that you entered into, and you've just said it's opened so many doors. So anybody who's watching and listening, any Salon owners as well that can pass that down to their, you know, younger staff. You're a great story, Jade, to have on. I know we've been trying to get you on for a couple of weeks, but I think listening to you tonight, you're a big inspiration, a breath of fresh air. Wish you all the best with your seniors and everything that you're doing in North Wales. But, you know, I think it's a massive big up to Jade and what she's done in her career. From everybody at Wahl and everybody at Barbers, Arms, congratulations. I hope you smash it over these next 3 or 4 weeks at Christmas. Take as much money as possible, young girl, and be a credit to the industry. You're the new breed of people that we need to have in this industry, so the next generation can look up to. So well done, Jade.
Thank you.
Jade, as soon as all this madness is over, we will definitely be dropping in on you from a Barber's Arms point of view, and we'll be having a pint with you down in Connors Quay or wherever in North Wales. We'll definitely have a pint with you anyway, mate.
Yeah, there's a pub across the road, so it won't take far to walk. Stumble back to the shop.
That suits us down to the ground. What a
excellent. Well done, Jade. Jade Rogers, our local hero this week. Well done, Jade.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jade. See you later. Hey, that's perfect, isn't it?
Great story. This is what it's all about. You sat in a bar with a few people, big industry names and stuff, coming in for a beer with us. And then you get, you know, a young kid coming in who is fresh into a career and to achieve what she's achieved at her age. Wow. Don't stop.
Do you know what? On that, I think it's time for a shot, isn't it?
No.
Come on, get it out.
What shot?
I've held back on the shots tonight. Have you noticed?
You having some Firefly?
Well, no. I'm going to have. I've got some moonshine, but it's a different one. It's an apple. It's Alabama Appalachian apple. So I'm not going to drink it out the jar tonight either. I'm being very careful because I've got a client in at 8 o'clock in the morning. It isn't locked down now, you know. So I can't.
I'm having a little one. I ain't got a client in at 8, but I've got a lot of Sky Sports to catch up on this week. I'm going to watch my son play. I think they're playing Chester tomorrow. No fans allowed, so I'm going to have to stream that. So it's a little one. I've got a busy weekend of fuck all.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah. I've got a very busy weekend of doing fuck all.
I'm going to try tomorrow, if possible. If anyone watched my blog about 3 weeks ago, I'm going to try and master it tomorrow. I'm doing all day. I doubt I'll get away with it, even though the house is empty tomorrow. I doubt that I'm going to be able to get away with it. I think there might be things to order and Christmas things to do, but I'm trying my best anyway. Coming up, I think we've got Rick pulling into the car park. Rick's been a massive follower from day one, a past guest of Barbers Arms. We said on Monday night was the British Hairdresser of the Year Awards. I've been at lots of awards where I've sat in fantastic positions through Wahl, And I've sat with Rick at some awards, especially the Afro Awards, where he won the Afro Hairdresser of the Year. But the British Hairdressing Awards, for me, is the pinnacle awards in the hairdressing industry. And Rick was fortunate enough, again, to win the Afro Hairdresser of the Year. Last year, I was there live when he won the Avant-Garde Hairdresser. So I'll be interested to speak to Rick tonight about how he felt when his name was announced. He looked a bit shocked on the night. But as soon as I saw the photographs coming up of each candidate, I sketched a little note. And when I saw the Afro Awards, I put down, Rick's got to win this. Even though he works with Wahl, he's contracted with Wahl, I had no biasness that night. We had quite a lot of finalists in there who were contracted to Wahl. And Rick were a 100% winner for me on the Afro. So hopefully in the next couple of minutes, we'll have Rick joining us. Gaz, it'd be nice to get Jade back on the 18th as well for our Christmas party.
Yeah,
Guys, if you're just tuning in, or if you're watching us a bit later, we'll put it back up for you now. Me and Gaz are driving the bus forward to the 18th of December. If you go on our website, which is the barbersarms.co.uk, you can register to be part of our Christmas virtual party on the 18th, which is really, really good. Any messages you got this week as well on Insta, speak to me, Simon Shaw Wahl, or Gaz at the British Barber, or send an Instagram message to barbers_arms, which is our Instagram account. We just told you the website, which is the barbersarms.co.uk for the 18th for the virtual Christmas party. And if you want to email us, that's the barbersarms@thebritishbarber.com. Have we got Rick in the house?
I think he's just parking his car still, I think. Do you remember when he spoke to us last time and he was sitting in his car?
What was he? Was he really doing that?
Oh, are you, mate?
I love to do this bit. Let me just introduce you all to the new Afro Hairdresser of the Year 2020-2021, the amazing Mr. Rick Roberts. Rick, can you hear us?
He heard fuck all of that, you know.
I hope he did. We just give him a big build up there. Rick, can you hear us? Rick? Yes, Rick, can you hear us?
G'day.
Did you get the build up there? Did you get the big intro that we just give you?
Well, I got the big intro, but my headphones weren't working, so I've been sat here for ages, and I kind of found out I've had to take my headphones out. I think it was my Bluetooth. And
Rick, listen.
What was that?
You've been a big follower of Barbers Arms from day one, mate, and obviously I speak to quite regularly through the Wahl contract. But, mate, when I saw the entries, I watched it all on Monday night, and if anybody watched it, it was just an amazing achievement by Jade. You know, we did our awards on the Thursday, and you know, on a lot smaller budget, but we created a big atmosphere. But I just thought Monday night was absolutely fantastic. When I saw the finalists come up and I watched the photographs, and I'd seen them before, when I saw it up there, I thought, you've got this. And when she mentioned your name, I jumped out of my chair. Rick Roberts, the new Afro Hairdresser of the Year 2021. How did you feel, mate?
I was shocked. I mean, I think if you may have obviously saw it on the night, but I was shocked. I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to win because obviously they won. It won last year, and then this time I mixed like two collections, and then I saw. I've been there judging, but obviously I can't judge mine. And I seen what I was up against, and for some reason I didn't have any like confidence. But when I saw them up online, they actually looked strong.
Yeah, they did.
And to win, obviously, you thought I may have won Avant-Garde Hairdresser. I won Afro Hairdresser twice.
No, I said Afro Hairdresser.
All right, I thought you said Avant-Garde Hairdresser.
No, Afro. I said Afro. I know you won Afro last year. We said you won Afro last year when I was there live, but this year's the Afro Hairdresser of the Year. And again, same as you, I kind of, if I look back at my notes very quickly, I think I got probably about 8 right on the night. I think I got Northern Ireland one, I got the Scottish one, I got Southern, I got the men's one. To be fair, I got yours. I got the Afro one. I had written down before I even started. So, yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know what though? I think, doing it virtual, Rick. I think it reached more people. I mean, I know the actual event is a fantastic, lovely, star-studded, glittering event. But I think it actually got out there to more people. Did you see the amount of people views that were on at the time? There was thousands of people. I thought it was fantastic to get it out to the masses. Just one thing though, can you just explain to the guys who probably didn't watch it, or they are barbers that don't usually get involved in the British Hairdressing Awards. It wasn't a live show this year, obviously. But can you just tell them what the criteria was? Because obviously with lockdown and everything, there's a lot of prep into the competition. It was taken from previous collections, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think usually when you enter a competition, what it's all about is that you've got to enter 4 pictures at the beginning. It's usually 8 pictures, but because of lockdown this time, they did 6 pictures. And they've never done it in the history of the 36 years of the British Hairdressing Awards. They accepted collections from years ago, even winning collections or any collections that were shot. So usually it's 8 pictures. They did it for 6. This year we decided to enter the strongest collections that we've done. And I chose out of 2 collections, my winning collection from last year and then this year. And obviously it was great because you've got to be judged by about 60 different people. I can't judge any of it was the first time I judged this year. I can't judge any of my collections I've entered or any categories. And I was very shocked when I won. I mean, it is great because obviously it was great on the night because obviously I was representing Wahl, I was representing Swartzgoth, and it's just a great thing just to kind of be 2 times, like 2019. It was my first British win, and I was even nervous, even though it was virtual, as I was on the night when it was live. So to win it on the night, next one, if I do get the next one, that's a Hall of Fame. And I was thinking the other day that actually I would probably be, if I do get the Hall of Fame, I would be the first white or mixed race guy to be ever in the Hall of Fame for Afro.
Brilliant.
So that's
do you know
what?
I thought what was really poignant as well? I thought yours was the best acceptance speech of the night. I thought, and you got quite emotional as well, didn't you?
I always get emotional. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I mean, for me, anything to do with my kids. I forgot a few of my like the photographers, people, so I decided to put something up online afterwards. But I mean, I wanted to do anybody that supported me, and I just felt like it was just nice just to talk about the NHS, people that have supported us and people who've worked through this COVID. I mean, and especially talk about others hairdressers being stuck together. I mean, we've all come together, especially you guys doing Barbers Arms. I was just talking to Zoe before, saying how much of a success this has been, and saying that how much you guys have actually brought all barbers, but not just barbers, hairdressers together. And I just finished literally probably about 8:30. So I'm still in my work gear. I've got my Wahl t-shirt on. So I'm still in my work gear. I stink. So I literally stink at the moment. But you know what? it is. I think it was one of them. I think it was dedicated. To my speech, the people that I've worked through this pandemic. And I think it was honest. It was an honest speech. And especially for children, I mean, obviously, like I was saying, with my kids being autistic, I think with a lot of people, I think it's James Willis, he actually works with people, kids with autism. And I think it was just a thing that where everybody has the same thing. So, you know what? It was amazing on the night. And I didn't just win British 2 weeks before I won Curl Specialist at the Salon Business Awards. So it was a great thing. And you know what? I'm excited for the year ahead. 2021. We're going to rock it. We're going to smash it. I've got a new team with Wahl that I'm going to be working with. I can't wait to show what I'm like on stage. And I've got a new team to kind of get to know properly.
I've got to say, Gaz, as well, I spoke to Rick about maybe 5 weeks ago after Barbers Arms, and I took not a big risk, but I took a calculated decision on Rick. I'd spoke to Rick about 2 years ago, and if he's honest, and I'm honest on Barbers Arms, it kind of like, we had a couple of conversations, and it kind of like drifted. And I remember seeing him at school, I thought, he's fucking off with me here, because no, what's happened. And but you understand now, the time was right. When we sat down in London, I took him. We didn't go for a posh meal anywhere. We went to a kebab shop down Edgware Road.
It's freaking amazing. That was amazing.
And we sat down and talked, and I told him a vision. And I told him about 5 weeks ago, I said, mate, you've been one of the biggest successes I've fetched in because you've done everything I've asked you to do. You're doing more than we've asked you to do. And Rick, you know, your success the other night was my success as well, because I've fetched the right candidate into the team. I know you're going to set things on fire next year for us. People at Wahl, when you did the photo shoot that we did just in lockdown, which might have been probably the last photo shoot you did, was amazing. There's loads to come from Rick Roberts. I'm so pleased that you won that award, and I can't wait for this bloody thing to finish. Everybody get some vaccines, everything get to normal, and to get you on stage with Michael Damiano and Five and Andrea Raymond, you know, Josh Goldsworthy. Can't wait to get you all on stage together. I'm really looking forward to it. I've got an amazing team, and I'm very fortunate, and you're a massive cog of that, mate. So big up to you, pal. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's nice to have, we're getting lots of people saying Rick's got his guns out tonight. So it's nice to have your guns out tonight. Yeah.
We're going it.
There you go.
And I've got, actually, this is my salon reception desk. So you can probably, if I don't know which way to go, there's my 2 awards on the reception desk. So, and then the one behind.
Rick,
I've got a few.
Can you fetch one? Rick, fetch the latest award right to the camera if you can.
Oh, I can't. It's. I'm not at my salon reception desk. I'm on virtual. So
okay.
I took a picture.
But if you look on Rick's Facebook, you can see the acceptance speech that he did to everybody the day after, and he gets a real close up because they're really big awards, aren't they? They're really heavy and. Really...
So you know, as the British Hairdressing Awards is like winning Wahl Barber of the Year, which I watched the other day, or winning Wahl Barber Shop of the Year. It's the Oscars of the hairdressing world. It ain't the MTV Awards. It's the Oscars. And it's taken me 7 years. It's taken me 7 years last time to win the first one, and to win 2019, 2020, and then obviously to be inducted into the Hall of Fame if I do win next year. I mean, it was a mix of barbering skills and hairdressing skills in that collection. I mean, I encourage you guys to go and look at my Rick Roberts hair, and you'll see I've done a lot of pattern work on some of my collections, and that was inspired by Black Panther. And I've done a lot of fading skills, and I'm actually thinking of entering men's next year, because I know I like my men's hairdressing. I love my classic hairdressing, but I know I can mix both of them together.
Do you know what, Rick? Just one thing for all our viewers out there, and they don't realise the work that goes into this, but you know, when you look back on previous, do you ever, and I'm guessing you do, but I mean, we were talking about earlier on in the show, I don't know if you were watching, but people like, you know, who've been in the competition for such a long time, you know, such as Errol, and people that have come in and won it and who haven't won it and, you know, everything else. But the inspiration you get to come up with something different every single year that nobody's thought about before. I mean, you know, the current, I mean, congratulations to all the winners, but to come up with the swan neck mannequins for one thing. See, it's almost, you've got to reinvent the whole competition every single year, haven't they? How do you get your inspiration? What do you look past? Do you look back on past collections of other people, or how do you bring something different to the competition?
So I was teaching for the fellowship for the Club Star team the other day, and now they actually asked me the same question, and I have a lot of books that I actually read, fashion books. I'm already planning my next year's collection, and it's all about putting research together, a little bit of a mood board, but not over planning. I feel like there's a lot of hairdressers that over plan, and if something goes wrong, it's the same with stage work. If something goes wrong on stage, they don't know how to get out of it because they've been doing the same cut or the same style for over so many weeks. So I plan a beginning, a middle, and an end, and everything in the middle or everything in between is like the creativity. If you know what you're doing, you know how to get out of that situation if something goes wrong. And probably about 4 of the pictures that I did on that collection were not planned. I had a girl come in with a wig that was it was bad. I took it out and I had to make something up on the spot. And that collection, that shot looks absolutely epic. And I didn't plan it. It's just, you've got to take it out of your, like, what you've got, you already know. Like, you've got to kind of think, right, I already know what to do. What can I create out of this? I've just had an interview with a, sorry. It's probably my old-fashioned. What it is that you've just got to basically just pull your creativity side. I've just had an interview with a TV program, Channel 3, BBC 3, and they were asking me the questions, and I said everything's all about being creative. Hairdressers are all about being creative, showing what you can do on the spot. And it's the same when you're in a shoot. Don't overplan. I promise you, if you overplan, unless it's avant-garde, if you overplan, something will go wrong on that day, and you'll be so disappointed that it's not gone exactly the way you want to do it. Because nothing is exactly the same as what you do on the day. I mean, look at the photo shoot what we did, Simon.
Yeah.
I mean, when the model came with really fine hair, we had to go out and get some extensions, put it into there, and we had to completely change it up. And the shot looked really good. So it's not about planning too much.
I was just going to mention that, Rick, as well. Just like living through that shoot in February, what we had to change around and stuff with you and Alex Morton and Sam Campagna. You've got to be prepared to change. Don't just have like, it's got to be that. And if you don't, because it'll fail. Whatever's going to happen will happen. And if you're going to prepare to change it on the day as well. Look, we're speaking to, and not only have you won the 2 British Hairdresser Awards, you also won the Afro Hairdresser of the Year, the main one, at the Afro Awards as well, the 2018 or 2019? 2018?
Yeah, I won it twice on that night. That was a funny night.
Yeah.
We won twice on that night, Northern Stylist, and then I actually won the big one.
Main one, yeah. I was there. I was on your table.
Yeah, no, you was on my table. So that was funny.
I think we had a few to drink that night. Rick,
a few too many.
We'd love, guys, Rick Roberts is the new Afro Hairdresser of the Year 2020-2021. Amazing achievement, Rick, again, from you. Multi-talented guy, massive fan of Barbers Arms. Rick, we'd love you to join us back on the 18th on our Christmas party, mate. And I'm sure people who are watching tonight is going to be inspired by your story. And also as well, you want to chat to Rick on the 18th in the virtual party that we're going to have, and you get a chance to speak to Rick personally as well. Rick Roberts, the new Afro Hairdresser of the year 2020 in Barbers' Arms.
Thank you. Can I just say a congratulations to a friend of mine and your friend, or everybody's friend, Ross, on getting through to the Shabba Awards. You know how good the Shabba Awards is.
I compare it. I love it. I can't wait.
Yeah, I love the Shabba Awards. Congratulations on you getting through to the men's haircut or men's hair awards. And all I say to you young guys that are actually watching, you know me, I like to finish on something like this. Like this on stage. And if you guys take inspiration from your peers, but always be individual, because that's the only way you're going to make it in this industry. We're all at different stages of our career, but you've got a long way to go.
Thank you very much.
Top man, Rick Roberts.
And I've got my moonshine.
Good lad.
There we go.
Good lad. Thanks, Rick. Have a great weekend, mate, in your new October and your guns out. Guys, it's amazing having like winners on from this week. This is what this show's all about. I also want to tell you what this show's all about as well. Some of our top fans, Danny Robinson, Karen Ann Hill, Paul Wilkinson, Marie Walters, Tracy Sheikh Shift, Steve Bean, Nikos Nicasso, Cheryl McCann, Ross Miller, Sam Yates, Carl Smith, Pauline, Pennant, I think it is. I can't read this writing. Julie Ogden, Vagabonds, Alison Russo, Raymond Simmons, and can't read that last one. It's just some of the...
And hang on. All the team at Rogers and Titters.
All the team at Rogers as well. Just to name a few of our top fans there that watches every single week from day one. And we have to say on this point, from day one, we are probably reaching up to 4.5 million of you have watched us from episode 1 to episode 33 as we speak tonight. So thank you to everybody. I know it's been a tough week for everybody back on Wednesday, but as we are British, Great Britons you are, whether you're in Wales, Scotland or Ireland, and you've all gone through different stuff. You've got back this week. You've done what you're good at. I went into one barbershop today and it was so immaculately clean. It was like walking into a dental surgery. And that's what it's got to be. So don't forget some of the past visitors we've had on, like Keith Coniford, get in and get registered. Let's get this industry more regulated. So when things happen like this in future, I have every faith now in the government, and I know there's mixed views on this, and I know I've said stuff sometimes about it, but I've got every faith that we're going to get a vaccine in place, and 2021 is looking very positive. I think we've got to believe in that. You've got to do the right things from now till next Friday on Barbers' Arms and every day that you get in there. But well done to everybody who's got back this week. Well done to everybody who's done it safe and proper. Good luck to you. Take as much money as you can, and I hope you've enjoyed Barbers' Arms tonight with some of the guests that we've had on. Very inspirational tonight. I've really enjoyed it. And from me, have a great weekend, guys. Relax when you finish work on Saturday. If you're not working Sunday, get your shopping done on Sunday on Amazon or something like that, whatever you do. But keep watching us, and thank you for all your views. God bless you all. I'll hand you over to Gaz.
Thanks, Simon. Well, it's here for me to finish. Rick took my thunder a little bit there. I was going to do exactly the same for Ross, but I will name Ross Miller. Absolute legend. Best looking man I've ever seen in a kilt in my life. But
you haven't seen me in a kilt?
He has. He's had a kilt. Every time I see him, he's in a kilt. He can't get out of a kilt.
No, you haven't seen me in a kilt.
Oh, you? Wait till you see me in a kilt. We'll be like the three amigos, you, me, and Ross. Anyway, Ranella, they've just been, for the Shabba Awards, they've just been nominated for Best Male and Academy. Best Academy. Fantastic news. couldn't go to anybody better in the entire world in Scotland. All our Scottish friends up there. I don't know all the nominees, but I know Ross, so I've got to mention him because I love him. Anyway, so Christmas special that Simon said, get on there. We want to and love to see you. Modern Barber, there. I think the final is on Monday. Good luck to all those who are involved. British Barbers, then nominees have just been told as well. Lots of friends in there. They're all there. Another busy day tomorrow, guys, in England. So I'm going to have this one and perhaps 2 others, and then I'm going to bed because I've got to be up early in the morning.
You're not staying for a beer with me afterwards?
You shouldn't tell him that, should you? I was trying to be professional there then. I might have a
know that you have beers afterwards. I'm getting people sending messages into us saying, has Gaz got a problem? Can we help? Yes, you can.
Hey,
yes,
this is a problem.
Yes, you can.
You know, I know our vlogs have finished, but I was getting my next vlog and I couldn't get it in. I was so busy towards the end. I was going to say to you, I'm up on this hill, it's a bit cold, I'm going to have a drink and bring this out. How big's that? I was going to go like that and bring it out my coat and go.
It's like my iPad Plus, that. You know. That's serious though, isn't it?
Hey, I'm filling that, baby, for the next time we meet properly, face to face. We got to drink it.
Don't be expecting me to drink it.
Anyway.
Just before we finish, while Gaz is drinking his thing in, I got Gaz. I phoned my dentist up yesterday and I said, I've got a real bad wisdom tooth and it needs pulling out. How much is it? And he went, 250 quid. It's 250 quid for your wisdom tooth. So that's a bit dear, that. I just want it out. How do you break it down? He went, well, it's 50 quid for anaesthetist, 50 quid for me, 50 quid for reception, you know, all your notes and stuff, 50 quid for nurses that's in there as well. It's 250 quid. So, well, listen, I don't need receptionist. I've never been to you before. I've just got a bad wisdom tooth. It just needs coming out. It's 200 quid. I said, what about nurses then? There's 2 nurses there. So, well, they do all suction and everything, make sure you're all nice and clean and tidy and everything's sorted out. I said, no, I don't need that. I'll out suction pump myself. I reduced that. It's all right, we'll take them off. That's 150 quid or 100 quid left, whatever. I said, how much for an anaesthetist then? He says, 50 quid for an anaesthetist. He says, how bad is it, the wisdom tooth pain? He says, it's excruciating. If you don't have the anaesthetist, it's the worst pain in the world. I said, do you know what? How long does it take to take it out? He says, a couple of minutes. I said, well, do you know what? For a couple of minutes, it don't matter. Just get it out. Let's do it. He went, look, I've got it down at bare bones then, 50 quid. That's just for me to pull it out with no nurses, no receptionists, no notes, no nurses, nothing. Just pure pain, 50 quid. I says, that's brilliant. Can you book Gary in on Thursday? He's got bad wisdom too. Good night, everybody. God bless. We'll see you all next Friday on Barbers Arms. God bless.
Love you. Stay safe.